For problem number 2, I'm going to work with the left side definitely on this one. Okay, so I'm going to take this guy over here, and I'm seeing pluses and minuses in between my signs, so I'm going to use my sum and difference formulas for sine. So I'm going to write the following. Sine of pi over 6 plus alpha plus the sine of pi over 6 minus alpha is equal to the following. I'm going to write it right on the line below so that I've got enough room. That's going to be the sine pi over 6 times the cosine of alpha. Okay, since it's plus, it's going to be plus, so cosine pi over 6 times the sine of alpha. That is just this guy. Okay, so that's this. Now let's do the next part. So it's plus the sine at pi over 6 times the cosine of alpha minus the cosine pi over 6 times the sine of alpha, like that. So there's an ugly mess there as well. Okay, and so this guy is this whole long mess. What we should look for now, since I've written so many things there, just to see if anything cancels. The only thing that I've got negative here is this. So I've got a cosine pi over 6 times sine alpha. And if you notice, I've got a positive cosine pi over 6 over here. So these guys, I believe, are going to cancel out. And what I'm going to be left with is I've got the following. I've got, I'll write this out in separate steps, but you don't have to do this, obviously. So sine pi over 6 cosine alpha plus sine pi over 6 cosine alpha. So I've got two of those. So 2 sine pi over 6 times the cosine of alpha. Now what is the sine value of pi over 6? So we can actually evaluate that. That's a half times the cosine alpha. So 2 times a half is 1 cosine alpha, which is of course just cosine alpha.